Welcome. This is another episode of On the Line. And today is Halloween 2. That is our second Halloween episode of our podcast. I hope you guys enjoy it. We're just going to go around and introduce my fellow On the Liners. We have Crystal.
Hey guys, it's Crystal, but today I am BB-8 from Star Wars. And next to me, we got Steven.
Welcome back, everyone. What's up? What's going on? Today, I am dressed up as a cowboy. And your host for today is Jun.
Or should we say, Fat Thor.
I am Fat Thor for today, but I am still very mighty. So on today's Halloween episode, we are going to talk about fears, because that is the biggest component to Halloween itself. We're going to play a little game about fears and phobias, trying to guess what phobia is what. We might not know, but maybe you guys know yourself. And we're going to go into a section where we talk a little bit of some irrational fears that, well, maybe are a little more valid than we think. We're going to see what each other has to say about some of our irrational fears. And then we're going to talk a little about some of the adult aspects in life that are just so spooky. We are on the line.
And also just a friendly reminder, if you do want to skip ahead, you can check out the description down below. We have our chapters mapped out for you. It'll make your podcast viewing experience much simpler that way.
Happy Halloween to everyone. We're going to go ahead and jump right into it with our little game where we're going to decide what phobias are what. The English language is so scary. We don't know what we're even going to hear. So here is our phobias. I hope your English is pretty good because mine's not. I'm glad I'm the one who's saying them. So the first one is going to be emetophobia.
Emetophobia?
Emetophobia.
Can you use that in a sentence?
I have emetophobia.
Emetophobia. I'm gonna think like metadata. I'm gonna say,
But it's,
a fear
meta.
of the World Wide Web.
I'm going to say, like, the fear of mirrors.
I hope you guys don't have a fear of failing because you guys both failed that horribly.
Yeet.
Emetophobia
Oh, no.
is the fear of vomiting.
Oh.
So,
A
gotta
meta.
use that one the next time
Context
out.
clues.
Coulrophobia.
What?
Coulrophobia.
Coulrophobia?
Cholera.
Cholera.
I'm going to say
Coulrophobia.
Coulrophobia.
chlorophobia.
It looks like cauldron. So I'm gonna say a fear of potions.
I'm going to say fear of, like, diseases.
Well, ain't this just the scary thing that Crystal has herself is the fear of clowns. Coulrophobic.
Really?
Crystal is.
That's what clowns are? I blame it on Pennywise. I watched the original It and it was terrifying.
Lachiophobia.
Lochio.
Lachiophobia
Lochio. Obviously lock
is in there.
is in there. So obviously,
I'm gonna say like fear of closed doors.
oh, that's good. Lochiophobia. I'm gonna say fear of going to jail.
Oh
my
well,
gosh,
lachiophobia
what is it?
going to be the fear of childbirth. Well, ain't that
What in
something?
the world?
Zero
I'm beginning to
context
think. I'm beginning to think that none of these have anything to do with how it's spelled.
So we're going to go with probably two more here. Here's the last two of our phobias because nothing's scarier than learning. So, bathmophobia.
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 The fear of
Bathmophobia.
taking a bath.
It's been literally so random, so I'm just gonna go random. Bathmophobia. It's the fear of, obviously, it must be your wallet. Fear of flying.
Fear of taking a bath.
It is the fear of steep slopes and stairs.
What?
Phasmophobia.
Oh. Jeez.
Our final one, hopefully you guys can string this one together, is obesophobia.
Fear of being fat. Final answer.
Fear of being overweight.
What are you trying to say? It
Yep,
is
looking at you,
the
Thor.
fear of gaining weight. So in a way, you guys are both
Okay,
right.
good.
Okay.
1 out of how many was that?
At least 6. I would say
Oh
6.
gosh.
Good luck to you guys. I hope you have 0 tests in your future for phobias, because I'll say the English language is definitely one of the scariest things in the world, because none of those things made sense except for maybe one.
I feel like no one else got those. There's no way.
So that's like the fear of clowns, the fear of steep slopes and stairs, the fear of gaining weight. Some of those things some might say are a little irrational. So we're going to go into our next topic. We're going to be talking about some of our irrational fears.
I feel like an irrational fear that I have is like having a conversation with my neighbor. That's something that's like completely irrational, or like there's no reason for me to feel like I should feel that or I should fear that interaction whatsoever.
Is it because
But-
like you just don't want to talk to people, or like specifically your neighbor because they live next door?
Specifically my neighbor, because like they live near me. So if I go home and like I have a personal relationship with these people, I'm just not comfortable with that dynamic. I don't want to.
So you're not trying to go bring a casserole over to say welcome to the neighborhood, neighbor.
No. Nah, I'm not trying to interact with my neighbors. That sounds a little off.
I'm gonna say that's
pretty-
irrational.
I say that's pretty rational. I think it's rational.
Rational? I think
it's
irrational.
But it's a very
Why are you
city.
afraid of that?
It's very city rational. It's one of those things.
That's
If you like
true.
knew everyone in your building, and you have to like every time you saw somebody, you have to be like, "Hey, top of the morning," and carry a car. Oh, really hot out there. And that sounds like a
Yeah.
disaster. I would say fear of neighbors, and also, I think I'd rather not know them if they're like weird. What if they're weird? You're stuck. Unless
Exactly.
you move,
Like
you're like,
they
well,
know where I live. Like I can't escape it.
I
No
No
guess
matter what it is, I can't escape them.
I'm gonna say yeah. I guess that's rational.
What if what if they move, you move away, but you see the person, you recognize them as your neighbor? Is that fear gone now?
Yeah, definitely gone.
That's so weird.
I just don't want to have like personal relationships with people near my home. They go knock on my door, ring
This
my
is your
doorbell.
safe space.
Yeah.
What about like in college where like you're friends with the people? What if they're preformed friends?
If it's preformed, like if this relationship has been established prior to them living near me, that's fine. But like if I'm meeting a new neighbor and then like building a relationship or even just getting exposed to these neighbors, like I'd rather not.
Well, they
That's
say
pretty
that
fearful
love
for me.
is actually a mathematical formula, proximity over time. So it sounds like fear is the mathematical formula for Steve. Proximity near him over time equals fear. Crystal, do you have any irrational
right.
fears? Because that one was deemed slightly rational.
Yeah, I'm gonna have. Okay, this fear is literally. I think everyone has it. It's just like your intrusive thoughts taking over. So like, if you're standing on the edge of a cliff, your fear that your mind is just gonna go insane and jump off, or like you're driving a car.
Ah!
and then you're just in the car driving, and then like, what if I just, what if I just crash right here on the highway? And then my crazy inside self finally comes out and just kills myself. I feel like
Yikes.
everybody has like these intrusive thoughts.
I
Or,
think
like-
everyone does. I don't
definitely
know.
does.
I think I would still classify it as irrational, even though everyone has it and they do pop up. Like when you're like sitting there and you're just like, I could just choke this person out. And, like, what if I just jumped and I just started choking this guy? But like, unless I think you like ever acted on it, I think it would just be it is what you would say is a rational fear.
I'd like to agree. That's pretty irrational. Although I want to say everyone does have those intrusive, irrational thoughts. It's definitely an irrational fear.
If you live in the city or a bigger city and you have like trains and stuff, that thought always crosses my mind. It's just like, whoop,
Yeah.
right into the track. Whoop.
What if I just jump in front of the tracks?
Right, right. Or if there's someone standing next to you, you're just like, push, bye, right as it's coming. So it might be irrational, but it is frequent. I think one of my irrational fears is I know it sound I think it is definitely gonna be classified as irrational. Like I don't think there's any way out of this one. Just ordering like something at like a Chinese restaurant, like at a Chinese bakery, and there's like no menu, and you don't really know what to call it, or you like besides just like I'll take that one. And if you don't have that, you can't just point and like they're like, oh, get something, and it's not there in front of you. It's like I don't know what I don't know the language.
I'm gonna right off the bat say that's irrational. I have never like you could just point. It's not that scary.
That one. Which one? The Chao Chao Suao.
No.
That's not how you
I'm gonna
say it.
It's a little too subjective. I've been in Chinatown way too many times to have a fear of missing or not knowing what something is called in a Chinese bakery. I know they don't have menus. They even are labeled incorrectly sometimes, but I don't feel like I have that fear or that it is a rational fear to have. They'll work with you. They know that their language is not your language. You know them
But
people.
they love when it isn't. Say it again.
Oh God.
Huh? Say
That's
it again.
a funny one.
And like they don't say what's in those goods. Like they just tell you what the name is and then that's it. You don't even know how to say it. You don't even know what's in there.
You just get like a thing of bread, and then turns out that there's like meat inside. You're like, well,
Oh God.
bread.
You just gotta take what you can get. I have this fear that one day I'm gonna accidentally witness a murder or a crime. And then I'm gonna try to be like the good person and tell the police that like, oh, they look like this and like I was just here. I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And then the police like make me like the number one suspect and then pin it on me. And then I have to go to jail and go to court. And then I don't know. I feel like if I witness something, like I don't even want to tell anyone because I'm afraid they're going to think that I was the one that did it. I'm not obviously going to report it, but that's my worst fear. I hate like I wouldn't rather like intrusive thought than go to jail. That's so scary. Also, the police
like,
scare me.
You walk into like an Airbnb, and then there's a dead body there, and the police show up. They're like, "Oh, the killer's still here. Get her!"
Exactly, and then it's me, and then I'm like, "No, I was just here.
I just got here."
I'd say
Rational, irrational.
Rational. It's pretty rational. I wouldn't want to be caught at any sort of crime scene, let alone like a murder or something. A crime scene? I don't know.
I'm sticking with rational, but also irrational, because it ain't gonna happen. That's something that's not gonna happen.
You never know. I've watched all them crime stories, and people just getting pinned.
She was wearing
for
this
stuff they
BBA
don't do.
costume, and she killed them.
Let me guess. She's claiming she's just a witness, right?
Rookie mistake.
I have an irrational fear of saying the wrong name to a person. I might know this person. Like, there's some people at work, I don't call them by name because I'm scared I might say the wrong name, even though I've known them for like close to a year. Like, I know their names, but I just don't say their name because I have a fear of saying the wrong one.
Rational.
Extremely rational.
Yeah. I'm afraid of that.
Extremely rational.
Or like in an email and like you spell their name wrong, or just write their if they have like the first name or like a last name that could be a first name, because like in emails typically you'll have like the last name before the first name, and then you like say their name is Ryan Kelly and you're like, hi Kelly, and then write the email. I'm afraid of saying the wrong name or spelling their name wrong because it's so embarrassing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what's even more scary is when you do say say someone's name wrong, and then you realize that you did say their name wrong,
Oh
and you're just
Oh,
my
like,
and then they didn't point it out.
A, they didn't point it out, or they just missed it or something. But you're like, oh,
Oh no.
oh,
And then someone's
yeah.
like, "Hey, Kyle," and you're like, "Oh, his name's Kyle."
Kyle.
Dang it.
Kyle. Let's just say it's happened to me once before. Crystal also knows there was somebody that I went to school with before, but they were twins, and so like anytime I'd see them, I would never say hi because I didn't know which one was which, which is slightly different, but like also the same. Like I don't really know their name. Crystal talked to her like once before. She's like, "Oh, he was actually mean. He never said hi." But this, I
Oh,
just
yeah, that's
didn't want to
right.
say the wrong name.
They were like literally identical, so that makes sense. Speaking of identical, irrational or rational, that I'm afraid that I'm going to have a doppelganger and they're going to find me and either kidnap me or kill me and take over my life. I'm
My
so
goodness.
scared. Just if you see like literally yourself, that's honestly just the seeing them is so scary. I'll just pass out.
Pass out.
Fairly irrational, but it is
What?
it is a decent fear. These body snatchers come in. Granted that their life sucks more than yours. Imagine like they were like a very well off identical twin, and
Oh,
they came
right.
in and your life is much worse. Oh yeah, pay this for me.
So you can have your life back.
Irrational. The chances of you finding your doppelganger, vice versa, I want to say is like relatively low.
It's got to be close to zero.
Or am
Maybe
I
someone
a
very
doppelganger
similar.
right now?
And then also that doppelganger having the agenda of killing you and taking over your life.
Maybe their life sucks really, really bad, and they're like, "Well, actually, this ain't a bad rap. But how do I get in there? Across the neck." So to top our irrational fears, it seems like most of our fears are a little more irrational than rational here. I think this is gonna swing into the rational side, but maybe not so much. I think just like missing a turn on like a GPS, like you're driving somewhere, and then just like the idea of like you're driving, it's like, oh, the turn's coming up. It's like actually that was the turn. Wait, what? That was the turn? Like that right
That
there is just
happens a lot.
I have so much fear for it. Like I'll I'll like
Why?
constantly look at the GPS like
No, I'll do the same thing.
Okay, that's rational because it could definitely happen. But I feel like I'm not even afraid of that. Like I get lost all the time, and Steven's
Yeah,
like,
you can
"Oh, that was
just
it."
go up one street and then take that next turn and then take another turn, you'll be back on track.
Yeah.
But to me, it feels so doom and like, oh, I missed the turn, Dad. We're done.
Oh
It's
no.
over. Let's go back home.
Chalked. We're so chalked.
Rational.
That's a rational fear to have. It might not be an ultimatum, make the turn or you're dead kind of a fear, but it is a fear to have.
Our next topic here. As for growing up is such a pain, although it might be thousands of years old. There are things about adulting and growing up that's going to make life scary. And some of the scariest things might be the most mundane things to some people. Well, we're going to be talking a little bit about some adulthood fears.
I think adulting is probably like one of the biggest fears everybody has. Like even actually when you're younger, like you keep wanting to get older, like, oh, I can't wait till I can drive. I can't wait till I
Can't wait
go
till
to
I can vote.
college. I can't wait till whatever. But then there's a point in your life when you start not wishing you were older and you're like, oh, why did I spend that time wishing?
Yeah.
And you look at kids and you're like, you're lucky. You better enjoy it. You have nothing to do. You have nothing to worry about. I think everybody has a fear of adulting. Like you start growing up, you have to be responsible for things. You have to start paying bills. You have to start booking your own doctor's appointments, doing your own taxes, living on your own.
some spooky stuff.
Yeah, having to face your fear of like dealing with the responsibility of everything that just comes with being an adult, finding your own place to live. You're telling me like 18-year-olds are out here like looking for their own apartments?
Yeah,
I'm
I
scared.
think that's terrifying. Even anytime like I
Yeah,
think that's why people like just re-sign lease so often is
it's
because the idea of
so
moving
much.
is so terrifying. There's just so much stuff that go into it. And also just trying to find a place and then you're like, wait a second, I can't
Yeah.
afford that.
Yeah, like especially if you don't have like a full-time job and you're like, I don't know, I'm gonna pay for rent next month. Hopefully it works out.
Yeah, I think like as a student, it was always interesting because like try to like use like student loans and stuff and all those things for housing. And it's like, oh, let me get an apartment in New York. And it's like, well, how much do you make in your salary? I don't. And
I
so
don't
you have
make
to try to like
anything.
explain. And it's like, well, I have my student loans and grants coming in and scholarships. So if you could just wait and I could pay for it then. Oh, that just bargaining that stuff is wild.
As you get older, you just have so much more responsibilities, and one, it's annoying, and two, it's stressful, and three, you just like wish you were a kid again, so you didn't have to deal with all that.
Yeah, I think that something Crystal mentioned that might skirt on the kind of irrational side, but it is a part of adulthood, is those doctor's appointments. I can't tell you how terrible my doctor report is. It looks like if it were to be put down on paper. It's like, when's the last time you've been here? That's probably the scariest question they can ask. When's the last time you seen a doctor? 2000 and because I bet you I wasn't there a couple months ago.
I know, I need to keep up with doctor's appointments. Honestly, like, I don't even remember, but we literally don't have a primary care doctor, and we need
Me
one.
neither.
So,
Yeah, no
woohoo!
primary.
But we're getting older, so we definitely need to do our doctor's appointments.
I'm
And
back.
it's not that hard. You know, like you could just look up your insurance, and usually there's a site, and you could type in like your location, and it tells you all the
Blue Cross
people
Blue
that are
Shield.
covered. And I don't know, I feel like things like that aren't as daunting as they seem once you actually do it. You just have to think of it as like homework, adult homework. You just have to things you have to do. You're not getting graded on it, but you're gonna thank
Yeah.
yourself later for going ahead and do
Those
it.
things are also weird, I think, because like doctors aren't open on the weekend, but like you have to work on the weekday. So like
Yeah.
you have to like take a day off, but you can't go later in the day because doctors are closed at a certain time. So like you literally have to take a day off of work to go to the doctors. I
It's
think
the
that's why a lot
worst.
of people don't go so regularly because it's like, oh, I have this big project. Oh, I gotta go get a checkup at the doctor. I can't be in there.
You have
But
to go
some
out of
people
your way
probably
to go see
do.
the doctor. Like well out of
Yeah.
your way to go see a doctor.
Yeah, and I don't want to use a sick day on going to the doctor. Like I want to use that
Yeah.
when I'm actually
That's
sick
why
or go on
don't go to the
vacation.
doctor until I'm deadly sick, because then I'll use a sick day,
Exactly.
and then I'll go.
Yeah, I feel like there's so many people that wait until like it's really bad to go to the doctor. Like, what pain
because
threshold
then the
can
need
I
is like
withstand?
validated. Like I definitely need to go to the doctor. I'm just gonna use my PTO and go see the doctor. Like I can't put this off. But like if you're telling me to skip a day of work, like use my PTO hours that I've been accruing every month to just go
I
to the
know.
doctor, and he's gonna be like, all right, I think you need to eat a little bit more fiber, get some more protein in your system. But
You
otherwise
probably
everything
need to lose
checks
some
out.
weight. At least that's what my doctor says.
What the heck?
And then like, here's a bill. We'll catch you in we'll see you in 3 months. And it's like, yeah, right.
Okay, I have two tips. Two tips for when like you actually have to make doctor's appointments and you don't want to like use PTO. One, find one that's close to your work and go during lunch. And usually, hopefully,
one.
your boss probably doesn't care that if you're coming in like a little bit later, or like block your calendar a little bit after lunch so that you can get back on time. But maybe book your appointment during lunch. Like I booked a dentist checkup during lunch. Wasn't that long. So they just did a cleaning and then you're out of there. So that's one tip. Another tip is, say you only want to use like one day of PTO, you can book all your appointments on that day. So you could do like your primary care doctor in the morning, dentist, eye doctor,
Yeah.
like all in one day, and
Get your
just get it
reconstructive
all over
surgery
with.
done in the morning, then do your root canal after that, and then do your
And
laser eye
then,
surgery after that.
yep, exactly.
Knocked
All
it
in
all
one day.
out. I think that's something that comes along with adulting as well, is that thing that Crystal mentioned before, is doing some taxes. Ain't that just some scary stuff? It's so weird because it's also like it's such a long time that you get to do get to do it. Like from January to what? Now it's April, or usually it's
Yeah.
March or whatever.
Yeah, May.
Why, like, it's still like super daunting to just do your taxes and then also do it properly. Like how does that work out? Especially when you start making mad ducats. How does that work out? And how do I get taxed less?
I know like a lot of people like have an accountant or like their parents have an account and they go to that. But for all you people who use TurboTax or H&R Block, like who trusts us? Like we're literally like just a little bit bigger children who are taking all these government
this is my write-off.
official documents and like you don't check. I don't know. Like I'm afraid like you can go to jail by not filling it out right. And they're just like, yeah,
You're going to jail.
you're on your own.
Well, the first step is for them to tax you, to fine you for everything that you've written incorrectly. And then as soon as you can't pay, they'll repossess everything in your possession, and then you'll go to jail.
It sounds
Do you
terrible.
have that receipt for that milk you bought? Receipt? Who gives receipts?
Even like when we went, like I remember we went to like an actual accountant and then she's like, how much did you spend on school books? You don't have to have, just give me like a random number, like whatever you think. And I'm like,
These guys
a
are
random?
random too.
what you mean random? Aren't I gonna go to jail?
I think like $1 million, $1.2 million, 1.6.
It's not that bad.
Did the refund go up? No. Try 2,000. Is it up now? We don't do that.
They literally give you that opportunity when you file your own taxes. And then they'll just like, what? TurboTax will be like, we'll look over your information to make sure everything is like filled out. Not even if it's accurate or could be incorrect.
I think doing your taxes might be scary and spooky, but don't let that be too much, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of people that are doing way worse than you. And as long as you're trying to be as truthful as possible, you're definitely not going to be seeing police. So you're probably fine with your taxes.
And along with doing taxes, just managing your own money as an adult is something that's so scary. The responsibility, the burden of having to just watch what you spend, watch how much money you make, and then taking account for all those bills that you have to pay for and everything else that you have to pay for.
Or just the lack of knowing what you're buying. Sometimes I feel like sometimes I'll buy something and like don't even think about it. And I'm like, wait a second, how come I have no money now? Oh,
Or
it's
it's
because
like,
I bought.
Oh, I don't get paid this Friday, next Friday. You have like nothing in your account. Oh my goodness. I spend
It's
way too
the
much money on
worst.
food. Money management is scary because you like have to pay rent. And if you don't, then you're screwed and you're begging
You go
your
to jail.
parents and your friends.
Money is like obviously the thing that makes the world go round. And there's just so many like little things with money that you just don't learn as a kid that like you probably should. Like I know how to count money because of math class, but they're never like, oh, this is how you should spend your money and this is how you should allocate your money type thing. And then you're just brushed into an
Literally.
adulthood, and it's just you look at your wallet and then some bats fly out and you're like, and you're standing there in the cashier and then they're
you're
ringing
just
you up and you're like,
expected.
oh.
And you're just expected to know how to manage your money. And it's like crazy because like you'll get your first paycheck and you just want to spend it on everything. Money management is not fun.
Definitely spooky, but we could definitely make it less spooky if you check out our budgeting episode.
I was
Go
gonna
check
say
that
the
out.
same thing.
But
But actually, go check out our budgeting episode. Has some good tips in there on how to budget your paycheck. I feel like this is related to adulting. Honestly, it's probably not. It's in general. The fear of missing out. I feel like as you get older, or as I get older, I like start like having way too much to do. Like every weekend is booked. Like it's so hard to plan something because everybody schedules are booked up. But then also like people are asking you to do stuff. And then either you have to be responsible and save money, or you need a rest because you have something important the next day, or like you're just tired because as you get older, you're freaking tired more often. But then you still go because you have the fear of missing
Yeah.
out.
You
Like,
get that phone call. Hey,
yeah,
we are at the bar and The Rock Johnson's here. And you're like, oh no, I missed it.
Yeah.
I just feel like I hate the feeling of like knowing everybody's hanging out and like you're not there. Like, oh, they're probably having so much fun. I should be there.
Definitely want to have those experiences shared with me. If my friends are out and they're like, oh, we're all doing this, we're all, what is it, like we're at the bar drinking, watching football, let's say, and I'm just like, I guess I'll be responsible, stay home, do my homework. But like while I'm doing my homework, all I'm thinking about is being at the bar with my friends. And I still miss that opportunity to go out with them because I have real world responsibilities I need to take care of. Like I need to clean my apartment, or I need to run some errands so that I have food for the week. But like I can't just go hang out with my friends like I would rather do. Getting older for sure like increases the fear of missing out. And there's so many different opportunities for you to just feel like you're missing out on something.
Yeah, especially if you don't like want to grow up and you just want to stay a kid. You don't really want to like miss out on any fun times, I feel like.
I'm still trying to hold on to my youth. We got concerts to go to, we got people to see, we got New York Comic Con that we needed to attend. I'm trying to go to San Diego Comic Con. I'm been getting FOMO ever since I heard that thing exists.
And Dwayne Rock Johnson's there.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Dang it.
I think another thing about being like growing up in general, one of the scariest things you can get is like just the idea of being older and like you just miss something. So like say you're like by like younger kids, or say someone has kids and then there's younger kids there and they say something and you just don't get it, or they say like a slang thing and everyone's laughing, you're like, I don't know what you're saying. So I think just
It's
the fear is just like, oh my goodness, I'm old now.
Honestly, like all of Steven's younger cousins are all like have these words that I'm just like, what does that mean? And I just feel so old.
I realized that that's what was going on. At first, it was like this trend of like, yo, these people, these younger kids are just like weird. And then I realized that it became like a societal trend. And then I'm just like, I got left behind. And I'm like,
You're the
man,
one.
I'm old. Yeah. That's really eye opening when you catch like, because I like Crystal had
Yeah.
mentioned, I have younger cousins that like they're really weird. They say these things I just have that I'm unfamiliar with, and then next thing you know, you hear it. Like I hear it at work, I hear it on TV or whatever, and I'm just like, maybe I'm just out of it.
Check out
I've
the
lost my touch here.
dinosaur.
You know what's the worst was like went to a club that we used to go to, and I feel like everyone around me was so young, or just honestly anytime we ever go to a club anymore, we're just like, yeah, I'm not supposed to be here anymore. Like I'm just way too old.
I just have no interest being in those places. Like hearing the music and like dancing is cool and all, but like being packed like a can of sardines and like everyone's
Another one
sweating.
old person reference.
A
A
can
can of
of sardines.
sardines.
And then like what am I supposed to just keep buying drinks for myself? Everyone's like drunk or everyone's on their own level. Everyone's having their own kind of night. And then I'm sitting there like, I'm tired. I want to go home. I don't want to spend money. I just
Yeah.
have no interest in being out at the club.
Before, I wouldn't mind just like going anywhere, like going to the club and just letting the night take me where it takes me. But now I'm like, which club is there gonna be a seat? Like, are we gonna have a space for ourselves? Or are we just gonna be body to body standing on the dance floor? Like, Now
I
I'm
think
like,
it's
things need to
funny.
be planned out.
Before it'd be like, oh, you have school the next day, and like it's like, if I'm tired in class or whatever, it's fine, or
It's
I just
whatever.
skip class. But like you like now like you have like stuff like with work or something like that. You're just like, wait, we're gonna go out at what time? I gotta go to sleep.
Yeah.
On a Thursday? On a Thursday? Are you kidding me? On a Wednesday?
The fear of feeling old is something that you just gotta lay into. I think there's nothing wrong with calling an early night. Is you just have to battle that FOMO of everyone else going out and you just
Yeah.
staying at home. But otherwise, the fear of growing old shouldn't be a fear at all because it's gonna happen no matter what.
You honestly hope that you grow old. What, you want to go home? Let's go home. You think I
I
care?
don't care. You think I care? I don't care. You want to go home? Go home.
I feel like you could just do whatever you want, and the older you get, like your friends get older, so like you guys can all just the older
Be
people
old
thing.
together.
Like perfect night, staying home, doing nothing, maybe a
gotta
glass of
be up.
wine.
We gotta be up at 9 o'clock so that we can go grocery shopping.
Tomorrow's the only day.
I haven't had a day off in weeks. I'm gonna stay home on Saturday.
The last thing I wanted to talk about adulting is just in general, there's just big life-changing events that I feel like you just can't come back from. When you get older, like older, like you're in your 50s, you're like, yeah, that was nothing. Like it's nothing to worry about. It'll be fine. But like when you're younger, there's big things that happen. And you're like, I can never go back. Like me personally, like I really want to have kids. Like I want like a whole freaking big old family of like 5 kids. But
Think
like
about your life.
going from
Yeah.
having no kids just to having one is like so scary. Like your whole life changes. Like it's not about you anymore. It's
does.
not about you and your partner's relationship. I mean, you still keep that intact, but like now you're both taking care of another life and you're like responsible for that thing. Like me responsible for something staying alive. Can't
Me,
even
a
keep my plants
spy?
alive.
I can't have a kid.
I don't know. I think there's just some scary stuff that happen or scary things that you're just like either procrastinating on or just like afraid to get into the point of that part of your life where like, okay, I guess it's time. But I'm just like afraid to let go of like, I guess, independence.
I think it's more so just the change itself. Like knowing that that's something that is different from how you live now is what's scary. And obviously, like you don't know what you're going to look like when you're taking care of a kid or like where your priorities lie other than, taking care of the kid. But moving out, getting a house, you can only prepare so much for these life-changing events. You don't necessarily know how you'll act in those events. So like, I mean, you could prepare and it'll be scary because it's uncharted territory, but like, I mean, it's going to happen and you're just going to put your best foot forward and roll with the punches.
Getting a house and having a baby has got to be some of the biggest fears of some people's lives that some people even just don't do it at all. Like, I'm not going to have kids and I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
You can't
Yeah.
make me.
People
Seriously.
literally, I feel like so many more people are starting to like make that decision. Cause like, I feel like before it was so expected, but now society's kind of a little bit opened up more where like, you don't have to have kids. You could just live your life.
Me raising a child, knowing my habits, there ain't no way.
So
I can
this
barely
is
take care of myself.
this one
my.
throws smokes. This one throws flashes.
Yeah.
And this one heals people.
So that's Pikachu. That's a good one.
Oh, don't choose that one. Oh man, this kid's an idiot.
Bulbasaur. What the
Oh
heck?
man.
Every big life-changing event is going to be super scary, but you'll have your support system and you just take it one day at a time, step by step. And I'm pretty sure we're going to think it's not as bad as you think it is. I think we just like build up this whole event in your mind and you think it's going to be so insane and so crazy, but you'll figure it out. Don't be
Yeah.
afraid of doing something and changing something in your life because sometimes change is really good.
Yeah, I think fears is something that is moment for moment and there's something that might be something that might be seen as a fear now won't be a fear later. Like before, it was like, oh, starting school, first day of school, that's scary. And it's like, oh, well, having a baby,
Very
that's
scary.
scary. Going on a train by yourself, scary. But then you look back and guess what? Some of these fears are just not fears anymore. They're just new.
Everybody's scared of everything, and we all just figure it out on the way there.
Yeah. You just avoid Chinese bakeries, I guess. Well, that was our episode. Happy Halloween to you guys. We hope you had a tremendous Halloween this year. And just know that sometimes fears may be fears now, but might just be something else later. So we spoke a little bit of our irrational fears. We gave, as Crystal and Steve gave some of their guesses on what phobias they had and growing up and all the fears that come with being an adult. That was our episode. Happy Halloween. And from Fat
Happy
Thor,
Halloween.
to all you guys, bye.
And if you guys like content like that, please check out all of our social media. You can find us at We Are On The Line. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Give us a thumbs up if you're on there. Or leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. It really helps us out. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Did I do that?
You say things that aren't real, you talk with confidence, and people just listen to you.